A warm welcome to TBC News. Our top stories. Tanzania revisits its research commercialization potentials. National anti-TB drive on track. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Nasa Kingu. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. And we start here in Dar es Salaam, where President Samia Suluhu Hassan has received the credentials from ambassadors of 8 nations at the State House in Dar es Salaam earlier today. The ambassadors who presented their credentials include Emily Barnes, the new ambassador of Canada to Tanzania, Bekir Geza, the new designated ambassador of Turkey to Tanzania. Other ambassadors present were Morakot Janema Thukon, the designated ambassador of Thailand to Tanzania, who is based in Nairobi, Kenya, ambassador of the Republic of Cyprus, who is based in Nairobi, Kenya, Kamelo Mecha Guema Messi, the designated ambassador of Equatorial Guinea, who is based in Kampala, Uganda, Mikami Yoichi, the designated ambassador of Japan to Tanzania, and Anwar Ben Yusuf, the designated ambassador of Tunisia, who is based in Nairobi, Kenya. And for the first time, designated ambassador of the Republic of Kazakhstan, who is based in Pretoria, South Africa.
Lakini tunachokiona hapa ni diplomasia.
But what we are witnessing here is a diplomacy led by President Samia, who is the first diplomatic champion of Tanzania, who is working to expand the country's international partnerships. That is why, for the first time in history, we have received the ambassador of Kazakhstan, who is representing his country in Pretoria. He has come to present his documents to our president and expressed his government's intention to open its embassy in the country. Moreover, Kazakhstan is a country that produces oil, gas, and strategic minerals, including uranium. It being a landlocked country makes it crucial in the transportation sector with China, as it is geographically located between Europe and Russia. So we see that Kazakhstan is a key investment stakeholder in the construction sector, tourism, and the exchange of experience in the gas and strategic mining sector. To us, Kazakhstan showing interest in Tanzania and expressing interest in opening the embassy is a major diplomatic achievement being held by President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Minister for Industry and Trade, Dr. Selemani Jafo, calls on the better use of research done by university students, emphasizing the role research and innovation play in national growth. He made the call during a spatial research and innovation commercialization workshop at the University of Dar es Salaam, insisting that the university is well known for producing distinguished scholars contributing to its esteemed reputation. Antonio Kivaria was there and has prepared the following report.
Minister of Industry and Trade, Dr. Selemani Jafo, says research and innovation are key ingredients for national economic transformation. He highlights the importance of ensuring that research goes beyond mere document in universities' records and instead leads to tangible outcomes.
This has indeed contributed to developing scholars who possesses the necessary focus and expertise to address the needs of various sectors within the country.
The Vice Chancellor of the University of Dar es Salaam, Professor William Anangisi, says the institution continues to lead in research and innovations across various fields, including science, technology, agriculture, engineering, and health. However, he acknowledges the challenges faced in bringing research findings to the market.
Creating an environment where innovators and researchers, along with instructors and students, can monetize their work enhances the academic experience. It not only supports their creative endeavors, but also fosters innovation by connecting their skills with real-world markets. This kind of initiative can lead to valuable collaborations and increase the visibility of their work.
On the other hand, Miranda Nyman, founder and managing director Empower, representing private sector, elaborates on the difficulties faced by innovators, pointing out difficulties in commercializing innovation products.
An innovator, you can create a great product or an idea, but it doesn't mean you have the skills to commercialize that idea or take it to market. They're two different skill sets, and it's okay. You know, collaboration is the new competition. Finding the right partner to support you, to brand it, to add value, to market the product, to price it, to find the market, that's a different skill set. So I really encourage, I've seen some great innovations here at the university, great ideas, but when I ask questions to the creators, the innovators, they don't have all the answers. Find a partnership, find business people.
The challenges include insufficient financial resources, weak connections with the industrial sector, and inadequate business infrastructure, all of which hinder the ability of research products to reach their intended audience. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Antonia Kivaria, TBC News.
From the education sector, we move now to the health sector, where World Health Organization, WHO, says TB is still a global health challenge, citing 1.25 million people who have died from the disease in the year 2023 and 10.8 million people catching that disease being more prevalent among male population. In an exclusive interview with my colleague Peter Mgangas, who spoke to the head of the cluster for universal health coverage on communicable and non-communicable diseases from the World Health Organization, who explains progress made by Tanzania to end TB by 2030 and the relation between the disease and HIV.
Tanzania has made great progress. For instance, we have a reduction of 40% of new infections from 2015, when we reported 306 new cases, and which were reduced to 183 cases in 2023, a reduction of 40%. And then the mortality was reduced from 58,000 in 2015 to about 18,400 in 2023, a reduction of about 68%. And the global targets to end TB are a reduction of 50% of new cases, and you can see we are at 40%, 50% by 2025, and by 2023 we're at 40% and 75% at reduction in mortality, and we're at 68% in 2023. So yes, with these statistics, it shows that the government is committed, the Ministry of Health and all the partners.
We have experienced a major relation between these two diseases, including TB and HIV. By the way, what are the interconnections between HIV and TB?
The two diseases are bidirectional. For instance, when somebody has HIV, their immune status is compromised, and therefore it's easier for them to get infected with tuberculosis. And remember, I mentioned to you about latent TB. So those cases that have latent TB and then get HIV infection, the bacteria that is latent, that is dormant in their bodies, can be reactivated for them to develop symptoms of the disease. And then also mortality is increased in people who are co-infected, HIV and TB.
Moving now to the financial sector, a stable national currency is key for national development as it facilitates international trade and transactions, investment and economic stability. While a weak currency hinders growth, it enables countries to access global markets and expand their trade relations with other countries. Let's now talk about currency as it serves as a symbol of national identity and independence. I'm joined by author, development banker, and financial analyst, Dr. Hildebrand Shayo. Welcome to TBC News once again.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes. Dr. Shayo, recently there was a report, of course, circulating on social medias, dubious one, of course, regarding Tanzanian shilling. As a renowned author, writer, development banker, and financial analyst, let's try to get into details about this particular issue. And let's start with you describing how Tanzania's currency is performing at the moment?
Well, when I saw the news on the social media, the first thing that came to my mind was there is a misreporting. And I did a bit of research to find out why that kind of report was being put on social media about Tanzania, saying that Tanzania has got the worst currency in the world, which is not true. Because when you look at the Tanzanian economy, when you look at the World Bank reports, when you look at the IMF, when you look at the Bank of International Settlement, when you look at the international credit agencies, and when you look at the way our Bank of Tanzania and Mr. Tutuba, the way they are putting strong measures, looking at how the economy is performing, this reporter who did whatever he said about Tanzania typically was wrong. Because when you look at the Tanzanian economy, you find that currently the inflation rate is very low, 3.1. When you look at and it's down from 4.6, that was recorded in 2022. When you look at the national debt, debt to GDP is at the ratio of 41.1, and which is even below the IMF,
which is 50%.
Yeah, which is 50%. When you look at the Tanzanian currency deficit, it has narrowed from 3.7 to 2.7. Now, when you look at these drivers, and here comes someone who says that the currency is worst performing, that is not true, because our economy currently is being supported by a good, improved agricultural export, is being supported by good export of mining, but also with the tourist sector. Now, again, when I look at the reporters' comments, I ask myself, well, globally, there are currently about 10 countries with the worst currency performing. Tanzania is not among them. Now I was wondering, for example, just to mention some few countries and the reason why their currency are worst performing. You have a country like Lebanon. They have a widespread financial system which has collapsed. You have the ongoing political uncertainty. You have a strict banking restriction, but also have the rapid currency devaluation. All those factors are not in Tanzania.
Maybe for the benefit of the viewers, Dr. Shayo, what actually can make a country's currency lose its value? And why? What factors can contribute to that?
Well, if there is instability, if the economy is not stable, if you are importing more than you are exporting, but the importation you are doing does not go into the production, or is not going to create enabling infrastructure for increasing the value, efficiency, then the currency can be weakened. But all these factors, based on what the World Bank, IMF, and all credit agencies have analyzed, we are not part of it. It is true, Tanzania has been importing, but we are importing because of what we call comparative advantage. There are certain things which are not being produced in Tanzania, so you have to buy them from outside. But as I said, we are also exporting. That's why the economy has been growing, and perhaps the GDP is going to be higher some years to come.
And there's this term as well, currency fluctuation trend. What kind of impact such a tendency can have to an economy?
Now, when you have a currency fluctuating, it may impact the debt repayment, because when you are supposed to pay a certain amount of money to pay your loans, and the currency have devaluated or they have depreciated, so you will have so much money to pay. Or when you are importing goods, you will have to use so much money to be able to meet the import. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the main drivers that can affect country's currency and eventually hence its value, so that we try to measure with the situation that we are facing currently how to position the country, the drivers that affect the country's currency.
The main drivers, you are looking at the economic indicators. You're looking at the inflation, you're looking at the GDP ratio, you're looking at the foreign reserve which the country has. You're also looking at the trade of balance. So all these things constitute or make a country to put its position, and the macroeconomic policy, which, for example, in our case, which are well managed by the good job done by the Bank of Tanzania. So all these factors, just to mention a few, they are the ones who are making our economy to be moving forward. Yeah.
Maybe lastly, looking at the performance of the economy of Tanzania, what is your take on its performance based on the key economic indicators?
Well, currently, going by the investment that has been done, and I'm sure when the projects are completed, we are going to have a very big, huge multiplier effect, which is going to create opportunity for efficient logistics, which is going to create opportunity for more export to access markets, which is going to create more opportunity for businesses, which will also create opportunity for more jobs creation, and the entire economy will prosper, and every Tanzanian will start seeing the value of all the investment that the country has put in place.
So in short, sound economy, of course, ahead.
Of course, for Tanzania, the future is going to be bright.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your insight regarding, of course, Tanzanian shilling and its performance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on now to other news, President Samia Suluhu Hassan is expected to grace Eid Council, which will be held at Julius Nyerere International Convention Center, JNICC. Speaking to journalists, the Sheikh of Dar es Salaam region, Sheikh Walid Al-Had Omar, on behalf of the Grand Mufti of Tanzania, Abu Bakr bin Zubair, says the celebration prayers will be held at the national level at the King's Mosque Muhammad VI in Dar es Salaam, and will be followed by Eid Council aiming to discuss various issues in relation to the day amongst Muslim believers.
Alhamdulillah, tumewaita leo hapa kwa ajili ya jambo moja muhimu sana.
We have summoned you here for a very crucial reason, and that is to give you updates about Eid Mubarak. As you are all aware that after the whole month of Ramadan, what comes next is Eid al-Fitr. For this year, the national Eid prayer will be done in Dar es Salaam, and the guest of honor will be President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Eid will be either on 31st of March or the 1st of April.
He also thanked President Samia for agreeing to honor the day, calling on all Muslims to continue to uphold to good deeds as during the holy month of Ramadan, which is expected to end on Sunday, and Eid to be on Monday or Tuesday, depending on moon sighting. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, Dr. Doto Biteko, calls on the graduates of the high-level leadership corps from the Tanzania Prison Service to adhere to working standards and be more productive in their new roles, emphasizing that improved efficiency in their work is vital for national development. Antonio Kivaria has more details.
During the ceremony, Dr. Doto Biteko was given a guard honor and inspected a special parade organized for the graduates. After presenting certificates to the graduates and appointing them to their new roles, he stresses that promotion comes with added responsibility with expected greater efficiency.
Kupanda cheo kwenu inatarajiwa mtakaporudi kazini.
Efficiency and improved cooperation with colleagues, respecting everyone regardless of their position, is essential for fostering a collaborative and productive work environment. This mindset can lead to stronger teamwork and ultimately enhance the overall success of the organization.
He also discussed effective leadership practice to help the employees excel their new assignments.
It's crucial for the leaders to be open to the ideas of those they supervise and to create an environment where everyone feels heard. Guiding them fairly and ensuring that justice is upheld fosters trust and respect within the team. Creating a culture where employees feel valued can also inspire innovation and commitment.
Earlier, the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, Daniel Silo, stresses on the need for new innovative means within the Tanzanian prison services.
That's a significant initiative by the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology. Connecting the national backbone in 90 prisons will undoubtedly enhance communication and operational efficiency within the correctional system.
Commissioner General Jeremiah Katundu says, in collaboration with VETA, are enrolling prisoners for vocational training, enabling them to acquire skills and certificates to facilitate their reintegration into the society upon completion of their sentences.
The launching of a program to formalize the skills gained by prisoners not only provides them with valuable training, but also supports their rehabilitation and reintegration into society. Awarding certificates from VETA signifies a recognition of the competencies they have developed. This preparation not only enhances their individual capabilities, but also strengthens the overall effectiveness of the military. Also, proper training and education are essential in ensuring that they can effectively contribute to their units and perform their duties with confidence.
A total of 202 officers from Tanzania Prison Service have graduated from the 27th High-Level Leadership Course for the year 2024-2025. Antonia Kivaria, TBC News.
The Mattei Plan for Africa and the European Union, a global gateway outlining Italy's common effort with the African continent, is expected to connect the Lobito, which is a port city located in Benguela province of Angola, to Dar es Salaam corridor railway, hence connecting Angola and Dar es Salaam. During the meeting in Rome, Italy, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the East African Cooperation, Ambassador Mahmoud Thabit Kombo, proposed the Lobito corridor to be renamed to Lobito Dar es Salaam corridor to reflect the railway's ability to connect countries from Atlantic Ocean in Angola to Indian Ocean in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The Lobito corridor connects Angola, DRC, and Zambia railway infrastructure. And on the other hand, the Zambia's Transport Minister, Frank Tayali, outlines his government's vision to transform Zambia from a landlocked country to a land-linked nation. He stresses the critical role that the Lobito corridor and the Tazara Railway, connecting Zambia with its 8 neighbors, promoting regional cooperation and facilitating trade under the African Continental Free Trade Area. In case you missed any one of our stories, remember you can always go to our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and watch anytime, anywhere. Before we conclude the local news, let's have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Botswana has just made a historic move by signing an agreement that will transform the Southern African Development Community Parliamentary Forum into a fully fledged regional parliament. During the signing event, President Duma Boko acknowledged that while Botswana may have taken its time to finalize the agreement, there were never any doubt it would ultimately sign this agreement meant to enhance collaboration amongst Botswana and SADC countries. Here are more details.
Transformation of SADC Parliamentary Forum into a regional parliament required that a majority, if not all SADC member states, sign the agreement to the treaty. This transition is expected to enhance collaboration among member countries, allowing for more robust legislative and policy-making processes that address shared challenges.
The signature represents a huge step forward in many respects, Your Excellency, but especially because Botswana is also the seat of SADC Secretariat, which is at the heart of all SADC operations. That is why the lobby team was worried that Botswana had not come into the fold as far as signing the agreement.
President Boko expressed gratitude to the previous government for laying the groundwork for this pivotal step, saying even though Botswana delayed in joining other member states, signing the agreement was inevitable.
I was looking at a minute signed by the former minister in the presidency, advising or confirming that Botswana was to sign. I suspect, because it was close to elections, the distraction was that, and not that Botswana at any point even remotely contemplated not signing. So we will be placed in a better position to harmonize our laws and our practices as a region, to avoid any conflicts and or incongruities. And the sifting will take place at the level of the SADC Parliament now.
The transformation of the SADC-PF into a regional parliament will improve our citizens' participation in regional affairs and further promote the member states' compliance with the SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections. Furthermore, it will boost the representation of women through the SADC Gender and Development Protocol, which calls for a 50-50 gender parity in national parliaments by 2030.
Due diligence will be exercised to ensure the preservation of member states' sovereignty while leveraging the parliament to promote regional integration in line with the SADC common agenda and the priorities outlined in the Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2020 to 2030, which is a blueprint for regional integration in SADC.
Botswana and Madagascar, appending their signatures recently, leaves only Mauritius as the lone SADC country yet to sign the agreement.
And now let's join Lua Mohammed for other latest international news.
The head of UN mission to Democratic Republic of Congo, Bintoy Keita, has warned of more violence and displacement since M23 rebels took control of 2 cities in eastern DRC last month. She made the statement at the UN Security Council meeting in New York City. She added that the main priority for right now must be on ceasefire. She said M23 rebels is poised to take even more territories.
Today, AFC M23 controls large parts of both provinces, North Kivu and South Kivu, and threatens to expand into Chopo and Maniema provinces.
On her part, the Secretary General of the Danish refugee camp said that the dire humanitarian situation in the east has forced 660,000 people to be forcibly displaced. A recent report by the World Food Programme, WFP, indicates that approximately 27 million people in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, are experiencing high level of acute food insecurity. President William Ruto has appointed former Prime Minister Raila Odinga as special envoy to South Sudan following the arrest of first Vice President and opposition leader Riek Machar and his wife Angelina Teny, who is also the country's interior minister. He has departed on Friday as part of efforts to avert another civil war. News of the arrest of the leader of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement in opposition, Riek Machar, on Wednesday was met with an immediate and resounding response from the international community as it moves to forestall another civil war. And a powerful earthquake measuring 7.7 on the Richter scale has been reported to have struck parts of Thailand and Myanmar, killing an unknown number of people. Police in Thailand said at least 43 workers were trapped under the rubble of a building under construction after it collapsed due to a storm in the capital, Bangkok. The Thai government has declared a state of emergency following the incident, with emergency measures being taken.
That's the international news. Now let's move straight ahead to the sports news, where Simba Sports Club head coach Fadul Davids says his squad combination positioned his team better to qualify for the CAF Confederation Cup semi-finals, which has been a stumbling block for the club for a long time. Head coach Davids insists that his club has already gained experience from previous intercontinental clashes that will help their mission to beat El Masri in the CAF Confederation Cup quarterfinals, match to be played, and advance to the semi-finals.
Yeah, I'm quite confident in the squad, in the team, in how we've grown in this competition. We started at Ahli Tripoli, and now when we finish Constantine at home, you can see the huge improvement in our team. We got stronger match by match, and now we get to the big stage. We get to the big stage where it's probably the best team we've played in the tournament so far. Well coached, quality players, top players in all positions. But we're ready. We're confident. We will approach the away match in a strategic way. And we know that the game will be decided in Benjamin Kappa with.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingu. We wish you a good night.